Okay, so Dr. Patoka sent you, Dr. Val sent you this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Let me take a look here and see what he sent, and we'll have a talk. How old are you, sir?
46.
46. Okay. When did you first realize there was a problem?
Probably in about, July, I'd injured my shoulder at work.
Okay.
And I was hurting, and all of a sudden, it felt, I guess my shoulder, actually, in looking back on it, my shoulder healed, but I thought it had moved down into my ribs.
Okay.
And so I was having a lot of rib pain.
Okay.
And I went in, we checked with Dr. Patoka, and they did some stuff. He sent me on to was it Dr. Val he sent me to?
Finally.
Yeah, he sent me to Dr. Val. And then Dr. Val, we went through some stuff, and he checked me out, and he was pretty much okay with everything until I told him I was having pain in my ribs that run back under my shoulder blade.
Okay.
And he said, now that worries me. He said, we're going to get you a barium swallow.
Okay.
So they got the barium swallow. They found out I had esophageal cancer right there.
Okay.
And that's, that worried him, so he went in and done the camera down my throat. And that's when he found the esophageal cancer.
Okay.
After that, he sent me to do the PET scan, and we went to Sparks, and that's when they found all that other stuff.
Okay. So he did a biopsy, and what did he tell you about what he found?
You remember, I was half in and half out when he...
Well, he didn't say a whole lot about it. He just come back and said, hey, he's got esophageal cancer.
Okay.
And of course, that's like a...
Yeah, because I was still half in and half out of twilight sleep when he told my dad.
Okay. Well, this is a very strange cancer to have in this location. This is not run-of-the-mill esophageal cancer. That would be an adenocarcinoma or a squamous cell carcinoma. This is described as a high-grade neuroendocrine carcinoma. That is similar to another cancer called small cell lung cancer. Okay? So it tends to be very sensitive to chemotherapy and radiation. Frequently we don't do surgery on that kind of cancer because a lot of times it just doesn't work, especially in the lung. It doesn't really work. Now, what did he tell you about the PET scan that you had?
He didn't tell me. He wasn't in. He had a bunch of surgeries to do.
Okay.
So they said that you'd go through those with me.
Yeah, I've got a copy of it if you didn't.
Yeah, I have a copy of it.
Oh, there you go.
So this says there's abnormal activity at the distal 1/3 of the esophagus, beginning at the subcarinal region to the gastroesophageal junction. Okay. So your trachea comes down like this on your chest and splits. See, you feel this sort of bend in your sternum there. Right behind that is where the bronchus is split and go to the two lungs. Okay, that's called the carina under there. Subcarinal means underneath that. So from right there down to the stomach, which is about that long, that's where the disease is in the esophagus. The distal 1/3 of the esophagus. This also says there's a right paratracheal lymph node consistent with metastatic disease. So that means there's a lymph node right next to the trachea up here that's consistent with disease. And this also says there are 2 focuses of disease in the liver, which is a much bigger deal, unfortunately. So this says, let me read the fine print here. So there's a 2.4 centimeter lesion, that's about 1 inch, in the left lobe of the liver, and there's one in the right lobe of the liver measuring 4 centimeters. So that's about 1.5 inches. And there are scattered foci of metastatic disease in the bones. None of that's good. So typically, if you have a cancer that's spread outside the original site, other than just to local lymph nodes, the disease is no longer considered curable. It is treatable, however. What did Dr. Val tell you about his plan, or did he?
He was going to put in, this Friday, he's putting in a port for chemo.
Good.
He was going to put in also, he hadn't talked about doing the surgery yet, but he's going to put in a feeding tube.
Right.
And he was talking about he's going to try to shrink that and cut it out.
Yeah, so the question is there any
uh,
benefit to doing
yeah.
that with this distant
Yes.
disease? The answer is probably no. I'll talk to him about that.
Okay.
Given the fact that you already have disease in your liver and your bones, I don't think doing that's of any benefit. Now there may be some benefit to radiating that because it may keep your esophagus from getting blocked up later. And the feeding tube is not a stupid idea either, because sometimes the esophagus becomes, kind of sunburned during the radiation process and you can't swallow. So you need to have some kind of way to get food. So this is, like I said, a very unusual thing to have in this location. A couple of things we need to ask ourselves is, did this really start in the esophagus or did it come from somewhere else? Well, it's very odd and very unusual for any cancer to spread to the esophagus, except by local extension, like a big lung cancer that grows into the esophagus or something like that. This could, however, be just a small cell lung cancer that has gone into the esophagus and a couple of other places. That's mostly an academic discussion because it's going to be treated the same way no matter where it started. And that's with a drug called etoposide and either cisplatin or carboplatin. Carboplatin is usually better tolerated, and that's what I usually use. The drugs are given 3 days in a row, once every 3 weeks. Get carboplatin and etoposide on the first day, and you get etoposide on the second and third day. Most people tolerate this reasonably well. It can make you pretty tired. It can make your blood counts drop. It can cause nausea, but it's not one of the real bad ones. It can cause ringing in your ears sometimes. It's not real bad to do that either. Sometimes it makes your liver or kidneys get unhappy. That doesn't usually happen either. The most common thing is you feel fatigued and your white count gets low and your platelets get low. And that all is going to be watched very closely. But I do agree that we need to get on with this. You need to get treated as soon as possible. Today's Tuesday. I would like to treat you next Monday or Tuesday as soon as your report's in. When's he going to put the report in?
Friday.
Perfect. So we could start you next Monday, actually. That'd be good because it's a 3-day treatment. That way you won't have to leave Russellville to get your second or third day.
Do you have anybody currently on this therapy in Russellville?
Oh, a bunch of people. Yeah, we treat small cell lung cancer with this all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also in Little Rock, I have patients, all kinds of patients on this.
My big question, is this going to kill me?
Is the cancer going to kill you? Probably eventually. We're going to try to put it into remission so that you can live a good life and be okay for a while. Given the fact that it's as widespread as it is, that's very worrisome and disturbing. And chances are, well, here's what is most likely going to happen. Things are going to get a whole lot better when I treat you, most likely. Most likely, it may even go away for a while, but it will probably come back. It almost always does that. And I think that to tell you something different would just be not telling you the truth. It is going to come back. But we may be able to keep this in remission, or get it into, if we get it into remission, for a long time. And I think that we should try to do that. Every once in a while, one of these high-grade neuroendocrine cancers kind of surprises me, and people will go into remission for a long time, which would be lovely if we can get it. But I think that the main thing we need to do is just get on with it.
Mm-hmm. The two new drugs, etoposide and carboplatin.
Carboplatin with a P.
P.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. I see, times 3 days.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't worry, we
side
got,
effects, fatigue, platelets.
yeah, Mom, we got it all right here.
Okay.
We got it all right here on the
Yeah.
recording.
They're going to give you education when you come to get your treatment.
Okay.
And they're going to give you copies of sheets that tell about the drugs and
Mhm.
all that kind of thing. Now, is he going to, excuse me, put your feeding tube in on Friday too?
No, just the port.
Just the port. I think that's reasonable. We're not going to give you radiation right away anyway.
Okay.
So,
I don't understand. I don't know what the difference in radiation and chemo is.
so radiation is something you aim at it. It's like a ray gun, okay? And it's just ionizing radiation from a radiation source. So it's like the same kind of radiation that an atomic bomb makes, except not quite as strong. So chemotherapy is a drug that goes into an IV or that's a pill. This is an IV chemotherapy.
Okay.
Are you the one that, I know somebody had cancer, and they was talking about a numbing cream.
Oh yeah, we'll give you something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And what
definitely.
about the mouth ulcers? What do
You having
do
mouth
for
ulcers
that?
as well?
Oh no, I'm not, but they said I'd probably get them.
Not usually with this.
Oh, then I don't.
Every once in a while, but not usually.
Maybe we won't. I've got so much.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and listen to him, examine him.
You bet.
You think about the other question.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Are you having any pain, sir?
Yes.
In your back mostly?
It's from here
Mm-hmm.
all the way to my shoulder blade back there, and even go to my backbone.
Give me a big breath. The other thing we might need to consider doing is getting an MRI scan of your brain, because neuroendocrine cancers like to go there. And the other thing is we might want to do is get a scan of your spine if you have evidence of disease in the spine. Let's see what it says on this PET scan.
Yeah, we're talking about the femurs and the celiac or a iliac or something.
Right and left femurs.
Mm-hmm.
No focal edema. Yeah, so it's early in the femurs. There's no holes in the femurs.
Do you know how long I could have had this stuff?
It's really kind of impossible to say. Well-defined lytic lesion left mid-rib. That's probably what's hurting over here. It's really kind of impossible to say. It would be sheer speculation for me to say. It could be anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. It probably hasn't been a month. It's probably been longer than that.
Neuroendocrine, that's the nerves and the endocrine system.
That's right. So
It's the blood sugar and
that,
it regulates
yes, ma'am. That's right.
everything.
But there's neuroendocrine tissues in almost every organ
Yeah.
that does one thing or another.
Uh-huh.
And you know, if it happens to be in the pancreas, then it makes insulin and things like that.
Yeah.
But it does other things elsewhere.
But there's no evidence of the pancreas now.
No, there's no evidence of disease in the pancreas.
Well, that's good. The liver, it had some at the top part of the liver, I believe.
Yeah, there's 2 spots in the liver.
Mm. And nothing in the intestines.
Nothing's mentioned on the PET scan. I will review the PET scan as soon as I get a copy of it. All I have is a report right now. But I'll review the PET scan with the radiologist. And you get your port put in. We'll plan to treat you starting on Monday. How old did you say you were?
I'm 46.
46. So you're a youngster. I expect you're going to probably tolerate this pretty well. I wish I could promise you that, but probably you're going to tolerate it pretty well.
There's another thing, and I just noticed it when I burped here.
Uh-huh.
When I burp,
Uh-huh.
there is this putrid smell from my stomach. I guess that's
right. That's the tumor.
that's the tumor. I mean, it's rotten.
Now the other thing we have to be concerned about is, you know, depending on how rapidly this responds
Mm-hmm.
in your esophagus, you could develop a problem with a perforation or something like that. That would be a life-threatening event if it happened. That would be a big deal.
Okay.
Because sometimes neuroendocrine cancers will just melt away. And if you have a lot of it down there, it could leave a hole in your esophagus. That's a big deal. Hopefully that will not happen. You know, a slow response would be better in this case than a fast response.
He has trouble right now, of course, even swallowing water.
Uh-huh.
And this starts will let that sensation get better.
It may get better right away.
Oh, I hope so. Well, you're asking about pain too. I've always thought this, since it started happening here for the last couple of months, I thought it's sciatica.
Uh-huh.
It's in my left side here.
Uh-huh.
It really hurts right there.
Yeah, that's from the bony lesion in your sacrum.
So that's the cancer hurting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it is.
I've had a chiropractor mashing around on me trying to get rid of all this. Probably not good.
Yeah, he probably doesn't need to do that anymore.
Oh no, I've stopped going.
Because, you know, you might break a bone. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You do not want that. Did you have labs done today, sir?
Yeah, they, when I was up there, I was admitted for the surgery Friday. They got my blood.
Was that today?
Yes, just a way to go.
Okay. Let me make sure they do the ones I need.
They said somebody, they're going to do a rainbow.
Yeah,
That's what they said they were
they know me
gonna
pretty well.
What's the rainbow?
That means every kind of tube you can draw.
All
I
right,
know they took the blood.
I'm with that.
No reason to have to get stuck twice.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't like needles.
No, I don't.
Feels so stupid. I know I need to be asking rapid fire questions, but I don't know.
I don't think you should feel that way at all. I mean, you know, that's why you hire other people to do
Oh
this
boy,
stuff.
yes.
You know, it's a, you know, I don't want to be too presumptuous. I think the important thing is you're this fellow's mother, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The important thing is to be his mom. You have a doctor. You have
Yeah.
other people helping you. The most important thing is to be his mom.
Be smart.
You don't have to understand every little detail. If you have questions, always ask him. That's what I'm here for. But the important thing is to be his mom. He needs you more than he needs me.
No,
She's a retired nurse, so she knows too much.
no, I don't.
Enough to get us all
don't
in
know
trouble.
anything.
It's always okay to ask questions.
I do
It doesn't
not
bother
know
me a
anything.
bit. That's what I'm here for. Okay?
And
I will let you know. You come highly recommended.
Well, that's a good thing. We like that.
sure.
So that's going to be on the 26th, 27th, and 28th. And I'll talk to Dr. Val.
Okay.
He just went overboard being helping with his,
Oh, yeah.
his office down there now.
They went above and beyond helping.
Oh, they're great people, and I like Dr. Val a lot.
Yeah. And the other, I can't say the same. We've not had the same experience everybody at Millard Henry, but now his office, I can't say enough good stuff about it.
Yeah, he's a really fine fella, and he's hired people who are like he is.
Yeah, he even gave us his cell phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
How often do we gonna do this now? 3 days in a row, or one every week for 3 weeks?
3 days in a row.
Okay.
So it'll be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week.
And for 3 weeks?
No, just for just Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then you'll do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday again through Monday.
Oh, okay.
You'll always see me the week before, and then come back and get your treatment the next week.
Okay.
So I think that we have a really good chance of getting this under control.
Sounds good.
So we will do everything we can to make that happen. I'll also discuss this with the pathologist, and also with I'll get a copy of this scan and take a look at it as well. You don't have any history of hepatitis B, right?
No.
We always test people for that who are going to get chemotherapy,
Yeah.
so we'll do the test.
Yeah, this is chemo.
Yes, sir. Carboplatin and etoposide.
No, was you gonna ask him about your clonazepam?
Yeah, I'll do that here in a little bit before we go.
So we're gonna do this for 3, and then what?
So 3 days in a row, you're going to do 3 cycles, 3-week cycles. Then get another scan. Yeah,
Then another scan.
get
Okay.
another scan. That's right.
Oh, you seen that on the bottom there where it said something about they suggested some kind of nuclear medicine or on that report?
Oh, MRI? I don't
Yeah.
think that's necessary.
Okay. We was wondering what the MRI is. Is that big claustrophobic tube?
It is.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
You do need an MRI of your brain, however.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, are you claustrophobic?
Very, very
So
bad.
we'll do
You'll
a
have to
CT.
be put out.
We'll do a CT instead.
Oh, okay. Is that the donut?
That's the one yeah, it's a hole, but it's only this wide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the PET scan, my good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it wider?
The PET scan was,
PET scan's a little wider. Right?
yeah, PET scan. It was like 2 of them, but they were kind of open. They were open on each end and in like the middle or
But you're
something.
gonna do a CAT scan of the brain.
That's right.
Now, he doesn't like to take medicine for some reason, it seemed to me like. And he takes clozapam. He can't sleep at night. He's been taking clozapam for a long time.
Well, I don't want to
1
OD.
milligram.
I don't want to OD is what it is. And what it is Dr. Val, we've just been going up on the pain medicine, nothing's working. And he's finally got me some Dilaudid, and it's like, I think 4 milligrams or something. He said, I'm having to take 2 of them now. I took 2 of them earlier and I'm still hurting. I don't know what the
It's
deal
not been
is.
an hour
But
since
like-
we took them, but
Yeah.
he won't take the clozapam so he can go to sleep.
I'm just afraid I'll overdose.
So how many of them are you taking?
I'm
And
taking
what size
2.
are they?
There's in there, Dad.
The
Yeah, let me check them.
Dilaudid,
Yeah.
they're 4 milligrams.
Only 4 milligram and every 6
He said-
hours.
He said, one every 6 hours and take them, if you need to, he said, go ahead and take 2. He said, I'm not concerned about you. It's either you got cancer. I don't know if you, I'm not concerned about your pain medicine that much.
Because I went to tell him, I said, look, I'm not a drug addict. But then he stopped me right there. He said, no. He said, stop right there. He said, you got cancer.
That's a whole different issue.
Yeah. And I'm not a dope head. You know, I don't.
No, I can
can-
smell those a mile away.
I mean, I can see where I could like the stuff, but I don't want to be, you know. But I don't,
I have in the past had chemical dependency, but I'm all right now.
So
For the past 2 years, 3 years.
The scan will be done sometime later. They're able to fit it into this schedule.
okay. I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Leave it on.
Okay, my friend. So you need medication for nausea. You're going to need this stuff to put on your port.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it with you, and they'll show you how to use it in the back. The nausea medicine is ondansetron. I'm going to call that in for you. What
Okay.
pharmacy do you use?
The big Walmart.
Big Walmart.
Mhm.
Okay. Here in Russellville.
Yes.
Okay. And the clonazepam, what size were they?
Yeah, what is
1
it?
milligram.
1 milligram.
Okay.
He's got that.
I've got plenty of
Okay,
that.
so as far as the pain medicine, you're taking 4 milligram pills.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it the way you're taking it, take 4 milligrams every 4 hours as needed.
Okay.
Okay, that'll work better for you. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no reason to wait 6 hours and get in pain and take a big dose. Take 4 every 4 hours as needed, and you could even take 4 every 3 hours as needed.
Okay.
He said 4.
4 milligrams, not 4 pills.
milligrams.
Not 4 pills. No. No, you go to sleep for sure if you take 4
I
pills.
guarantee you.
Okay.
You know, he did it.
4
Didn't seem
milligrams.
to, I mean, I don't know, I guess I'm sure it affects different people different ways, but it doesn't seem to, maybe he's thinking a little bit, but other than,
Yeah. Yeah.